G'day, my name's Graham. Wasn't it William Shakespeare who says all the world is a stage and everyone are actors? Well, now because of YouTube and because of these little tiny cameras you can buy for $50, everyone can be an actor, so we can all act our little part on the stage of the world. I want to examine the idea of this amazing obsession Hollywood has about homosexuality. It's got seems to have an amazing obsession about it, which is very odd. I don't quite understand the obsession with sex itself. Everyone enjoys sex. We're all sort of, as healthy men, we're all sort of slightly probably obsessed with it, and that's why we keep ourselves fit and hoping that someone of the opposite sex might fancy us occasionally. But when it comes to, I hope that doesn't offend all the people who are into sex with each other, with the same sex, because it's not meant to, because I really don't give a damn. But the thing is, well, lately Hollywood have just made a movie about Freddie Mercury, and it's about his gay sex life. I mean, who cares about Freddie's? And I find it extremely offensive that they can focus on that part of his life, when all of us, and that's it, besmirches Freddie, and it insults everyone who loved Freddie. Mercury had millions of fans, and we adored Freddie. I cried when Freddie died and got sick, and I'm not gay, but I cried when David Bowie died as well. It had nothing to do, and John Lennon, I broke my heart when he died. It had nothing to do with their sexuality, just because of what they were, absolutely beautiful people who brought something special to the world. And it wasn't their sexuality was something they did to entertain themselves later when they weren't acting on stage as entertainers. No matter how they come across, they're just entertainers on stage, and that's why they gave this amazing amount of entertainment. For Hollywood to besmirch this man, I think it's despicable. I haven't watched a movie from Hollywood for a long time. I watch Clint Eastwood movies because he's always entertaining, and he's also got a little bit of a twinkle in his eye, and you can always enjoy that man's company. But Hollywood seems to have a deficit of actors. Right, let's have a look at it, really. And you can't. It's all wooden. It's all like thematic, and lately it's had this obsession with political correctness or psychological crime, if you like, against society. There's a PC, you see, a program codex designed to sort of brainwash society into thinking that these things are how they ought to believe, or you do not get on, as it is the case obviously amongst many people in Hollywood now, unless they believe in the Donald Trump let millions of migrants into the country, and everyone goes along with homosexuality. Well, you're just not going to get on. You're not part of. Never mind, ordinary men like Donald Trump who like women are on the nose, and people who don't like women are celebrated. It's all very odd. See, America has descended into a place where it doesn't lead the world anymore. Only down to an abyss because of its almost a sexual obsession. Everyone likes sex. We're all sort of slightly obsessed with it and all that, but the obsession with America now, it's got this Me Too generation of women, and who can blame them with the Playboy image of women where they're all available for sex and they've all got to act like porn stars when you make love with them. Of course they're put off. These women are totally confused by what it's all about, because they don't understand love and romance anymore. They don't understand that because they don't meet men, because they're dressed in a way that makes them look like they're available. And then they meet men who fancy them, and then they get offended by men who fancy them because they know that the men who fancy them want to have a porn show instead of a romantic get to know them, get used to them quite a long time before they make love with them. I mean, of course they're all confused, all these young women. Who can blame them? Especially these days when young men watch so much porn when they get there. they can't do it. They have to, young men having to have Viagra. You down now and then, you know, when young men have to have Viagra, you know, there's something extremely wrong and erosive about the whole of American culture. Now, making movies to make money is one thing, and making movies for art is another thing. And Hollywood lately, I haven't watched an Hollywood movie for such a long time because it's all boring. But making, and when it comes to equality, right, when they're treating all these politically correct objects as objects, and that's what they are, the speciation of PC, if you like, they're no longer treating these things as equal. They're treating them as means to make money out of, or to propagate them and make propaganda out of it for some other political or ideological purpose. Surely that's Hitlerism or Stalinism. That's not actually what entertainment's all about. Entertainment should be entertainment. Interesting stories. Moby Dick, Daniel Boone, Last of the Mohicans. Real stories with real meat in them. Not this, he's gay so we have to make a movie about him being gay, and never mind if the fella's entertainer, or she was black so I have to make a movie about her being black. What's the colour to do with anything? You see, the more the odd part about this is, the more they do this, the more they obsess about equality, the more they kind of make these people all species, objectify them, so they're no longer equal. They're special. You can't be special and equal at the same time. So there you go. I don't know what Hollywood's gone to. I said I haven't watched a Hollywood movie for such a long time because they're really, really boring, and that's because the actors are wooden. They don't have much to say. They can't seem to have one-line parts and all that. There's no actually long speeches. They're not quite seem to. We don't have to speak anymore in like Shakespeare and acting or anything like that. Just say your line and pull a face is not really acting, is it? So if you want to make movies about Freddie Mercury or stuff like that, make one. We've seen all of what we need to see about Freddie Mercury. He was a fantastic entertainer. Whether he was gay or not is here and there. The obsession with homosexuality that Hollywood has is deeply, well, yeah, it's a bit naff really, isn't it? Obsession with homosexuality. Who cares if men are gay or homosexual? I don't give a damn. Why is it such a thing? Why is there such an obsession about homosexuality in Hollywood? What's it saying to? What's it telling us all about this place? Stay away because the blokes are all queer. That's what it's saying. Stay away from Hollywood because keep your kids away from Hollywood because it's queer. It's got an obsession with homosexuality. I mean, let's just let homosexuals be as they are, nice and quiet like everyone else. It's just sex. Maybe Americans just don't get what sex is. Something they create for procreation or entertainment. But it's not this big hoo-ha thing that they've made out it is, and therefore destroying their own society basically because of it. And that's what it gets down to. America is no leader in this world. Lead it into an abyss. And that's what it is. Hollywood. A happy scene, is it? Happy, happy, happy scene. I don't think so.